about true love.
That's great.
Bravo! That's it, right? That's Now, I have the same sort of questions that I always ask. Like, how long have you been playing the piece? And
Tuesday.
Since Tuesday.
Yeah, for the most part.
Since Tuesday, in other words, you learned this Tuesday?
Well, I looked at it a couple times with my teacher in lesson. We went over a little bit. But then I had a couple gigs to do, I guess you would call them, and I couldn't look up for it for a week and a half or so. And I started on Tuesday.
But how long have you been working on it? I mean, did you start learning it on Tuesday?
Well, I
fresh? I mean, like totally?
Not completely fresh, but for the most part. I wasn't really, I probably only played through all the way without stopping like yesterday or Wednesday, so. So I could play it better, but for some, it's the first time I performed it, so.
Well, that's like, I mean, forget it. I could never do that. I mean, you know, I couldn't play the simplest piece learn it on Tuesday and then play it in front of cameras and all the distractions. You know, never mind a monument like this, you know.
Yeah.
So you should feel good that it went as well as it did, right?
Well.
But I mean, I think that's you know, the great learning, a great lesson is just it takes a long time for music to get into our souls and fingers and ears, and then we have to ask ourselves, you know, what we're trying to learn from each situation, what our goals are, you know. If your goal is, okay, I just want to get up and play for this guy because I want to hear his thoughts on it, that's fine, you know. But if your goal is, well, I want to do the most polished performance of my life and whatever, then that's probably will take more time.
Well, I just had a recital recently, and I didn't feel like playing any of those pieces.
You didn't, because you're burnt out?
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I wanted to do something new, so.
Okay. All right. So, well, let's go. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll just let's just run through it again, and I'll just give you some.
I could play it better.
Well, I think you shouldn't worry about better or worse, but the fact that, you know, for everybody, that learning music, it takes a long time, and the older I get, the longer it seems to take. But you know, we're trying to. Ultimately, I think, you know, play music so that it feels like we wrote it. You know, if it's like so familiar, and so that you can be more, so you get more free. The more you know it, that we want to be free. The more free you are to do creative things with it. So that just takes time. And it would be great if you. I'm going to plug my own book now. You should. If you, at the back of this book, I have a whole thing about how to learn a piece of music, which I won't go into now. But you can buy the book for your friends and everything. And also talks a lot about nerves, which we should talk a little bit about today too. Did you find you were more nervous now or not, or don't you want to talk about it?
Well,
I don't want to go to an Oprah place, but you know, I like
don't-
Oprah, but I mean,
usually I don't get too nervous, but I just.
Did you feel nervous?
Yeah, it started going worse. So I was like getting more nervous. So.
Well, that's totally normal, especially when something's so new.
Yeah.
You know.
Like,
and then you know the voices come in and like, oh, I know this, I know that. Why did I play this? Where am I here? Oh my God, is that much? And then the other thing is, if you're not used to using music, I must tell you, the more you can, you know, make the decision. Okay, I'm going to use music. But there are people that are really used to using music, and it's like anything else. It's an acquired skill. You learn how to look down at the page, look away from it. I noticed you were doing a lot of that, looking away, looking down, because you're not used to it. You're not, you know, you're not a pianist that plays like all the time for music or whatever. So that's an extra a burden you put on yourself, which you think in a lot of ways, well, I'm making it easy because I'm using music. It's not. It's making it more difficult because it's unfamiliar territory. All right, so remember that for the future, that, you know, if you are going to play a new piece in a master class, which is a very stressful, very different situation than, you know, playing for your teacher, right? Never mind the cameras and all that. If you're going to use music, then you have to practice using the music, you know, and set up the situation, recreate the situation at home. That's what we do when we want to perform. We have to practice performing. There's learning a piece of music, and then there's practicing performing. So if you're practicing for a master class and you said, okay, I don't really know this from memory, but okay, so therefore I want to use the music, then you have to practice using the music at home. All right, so let's go from the beginning, and we'll just scream through this as best we can. Just do that much. Now, this is such an incredible piece. I'll tell you how I hear this. You probably already know this. I'm sure you do. But if I would, so it's like these suspense. So you have this voice. First you have. So this, then this is changes, then this is, and then finally this. So just playing a little slower and see if you can. never mind this pedal, right? Which is a, you know, I always envision an organist of boom. So we're perfectly in tune, right? Now, can you give me a little bit more, David? Really feel like, I mean, is that what is your feeling of starting this piece? Is it a timid piece or?
Well, it's not a timid piece, but I don't necessarily want it to be like.
Okay, all right.
It's like,
so,
you know, it's like there's this bottom thing, and then it's like.
So do you want that to be forte, this?
Not necessarily, I mean, it's over-exaggerated.
Right. Now, one more time if you can. So try, even if it's slight, playing this inner voice a little quieter, and then this finally get bing, boom, even though it's 2 octaves away. So you really feel like there's 3 voices or 4 voices. You have this, and one other thing I want to say, it's a great idea. I was talking, we worked with Christopher with his ending, of really working on the ending, making it retarded, making it, and now this beginning, I really decide where you want. It might be nice to play it as a bell tone even. Or, you know, but in other words, you're really decisive. You know when you're going to play this, it's going to start there. And even write it in your score. So you're making decisions that will ultimately make you a freer performer. The more decisions you make, the freer you are. Same thing. Now we're moving, right? D. Da da brum. How about now? How about changing just a? I know it's very standard. You hear it all the time. What do you think about just changing the color a little bit? Now we're in A major, a little sunnier. Dee da dee boo dee. Same idea. Crescendo. One thing I'm going to say in general, David, is exactly what I said to Chris, is that when you were playing, and even now I'm sitting right next to you, I can barely hear your bass notes. That's why I started playing the bass. So that would be, can you just do for me this, just those 2 notes? Right here. That's it. Now, continue very slowly and play the bass as loud as you can. There you go. Now bass, bass. There you go. Much better. And I love this conversation where he says, do it from here again. Dee-da-dum, dee-da-da, dee-da-dum, ba-da-dee-dum, dee-da-da-da-dee-dum. So you really let us know that even by playing this loud and this a little less, dee-da-da-dum, dee-da-da-da-da-dum, I mean, you totally know because I can see you written here. So make that come alive now, because now we have, for the first time, we have quarter notes in the bass, right? Here we go. Keep on. Play those bass notes. Dee-da-dee-dum, beautifully. Dee-da-da-da-da, dee-da-da-da-dee-dum, ya-da-dee-dum, dee-da-da-da-dee-dum, ya-da-dee-dum. Now we have B minor, so we were in D major, A major, now B minor, so let's be dark here. Let's go dark, play it very tosto. And another thing I might recommend, David, play this once again and play each sequence, forte, mezzo, forte, piano. Go ahead. Now less, much less. Good, stay there, stay there. Boom. This constant confidence. Now nice cadence, right? Now quiet here. See, it's like an answer phrase. bum. Dee da da dee da da dee da dee da da. Now try doing this here. So you see what I got here where I said play, you play this. What I tend to like to do, I like to play this phrase a little louder from here. Play this louder. Dee, go ahead. Dee da da dee da 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 dee dee da ba da da dee da da ba da dee da da. Now less. Dee da dee da da dee da 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 dee da da dee da da dee da dee da da. Now it sets you up for a crescendo, right? By playing these two bars quiet, it sets you up for a crescendo. You might add an ornament there. Bass. Now, David, try just doing it. Da 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 dee. Try not to play. This is like a pedal tone motive, if you will, and it's one of Bach's favorite devices that I think we all love. Is that he stays. These are the same, but don't play them loudly. Da dee ba da ya. Now guitar dee da bum. G major. Everybody's happy. We're happy. We're going to the beach. Dee yum dee da dee da da dee. Let's go, everybody. Oh, get in the car. Okay, bring your surfboard. Dee da da dee da dee da dee yum dee da 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 yum. Dee da yum. While retard. Dee da 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 yum. Dee da bum 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 bum. Now we're actually paddling out. I don't know. I've got a surfer theme going here. Paddling out. We're gonna catch a wave. Dee da dee ba dee. So that's just a sequence, right? Every dee da dee ba da dee. Right? Dee da da dee dee. And hold this. Dee da dum. More sound. Boom. More sound. Retard and hold and roll. Hold this hold. And just stagger this. Dee da dee ba da dee dee da dee dee da dee. Little cadenza. Dee da da dee and hold this. Everybody. Come on. Right? Everything. Dee da da. Bum bum, take your time. Dee da dee da dee bum bum be dum dum dee doo dee bum dum dee bum. Right, so it's such a journey from here. It's so amazing, this prelude, that I think you could be. We have to stop. Oh, 2 minutes. This, I think, much freer, right? And this you build, see, this is sort of a typical Bach of moving through keys, and which is not exciting, but he's such a master on every level, but of saying, okay, I'm going to move through these keys, and you're not going to have, I'm just going to use the motive, but that's going to take you somewhere very interesting, which is here, which is what we all love, is this right? And bass, give me bass. Once you get the bass there, David, try to hear this as voices, and less. Guitar's so easy to do this. Let's try. So da da. More vocal instead of. And then I think it's falling off there. You got it. And then keep going. Let's do it from there again. That's beautiful. So this is, oh, don't mess, whatever you're doing. I think I would do fingers so I could hold it G. Because this is so beautiful. Do you just see good? Keep going. Do your normal finger. Slow down. Bass. Bum. was beautiful. You just did that beautifully. And then just,
Yeah.
right? It's so, which is based, I think, on a Christmas cantata or something. Not the Christmas cantata, but I think that, yeah. But you see what I mean? So there you have a shape, and it's, I relate all of the keys for me, the key changes of D, A, B minor, G, and then finally going towards more. It's very similar kind of idea that he does almost in this prelude as well. Where he starts off very formally with these motives, and then it goes completely wild. Now that piece goes much wilder than this, but it's still this idea. I think we always want to ask ourselves, constantly be in touch with the form of every piece and how, and you know, we can all have different opinions of what the form is, but when we're playing a work, really dealing with the form of it. How do I see it put together with shears? Constantly based on this motive of, you know, he's big on the that little deal. He should be more original. He copies himself. All right, so I think that will help you in the thinking of what I started to say, of the keys having colors, even in your mind. Of, you know, A major to me is definitely red. D is very blue. You know, that's the way I see it. But that will help you. And then more, finally, I can't emphasize enough what I said to Chris of bass lines. Bring out your bass. Bring out your bass. Whatever that was, it was a commercial like that. Anyway. All right, thank you. Thank you. So beautiful. maybe the beginning. Let's do just the first phrase. Go ahead. So start a little quieter. Quiet. Don't get too excited. Now, so that you realize that it's a 4-phrase idea, right? So you have 2 bars, 2 bars, 2 bars, 2 bars, and then it comes back. So in general, when that happens, you put the emphasis more on the 3rd phrase. So see if you can't think of it going, and this is sort of collided between these 3 bars, really, and then this is just a lead-in, right?
Okay.
But it'd be nice if you start. This is such a beautiful, as I'm sure you would agree, such a beautiful melody, right? That just kills me. And then the next part is so Beethoven, right? And you know, of course, that he played cello in Beethoven's 7th Symphony. Did you know that?
No.
He was Giuliani was a cellist, and he actually played in the premiere of the 7th Symphony of Beethoven as a cellist. Is that far out or what? The mayor, our mayor, of my city. My city. That's pretty far out. Because, you know, time travel now, it's nutty. You can go back and do all kinds of things. No, okay, so, anyway, but that's his fate. He was a cellist, and then, but, you know, more famous as a guitarist. And I think he sort of decided I'll play the guitar. But he also lived in, you know, because of that, and the reason he did that was because he spent so much time in Vienna. And apparently even played in Schubertiad, you know, played it at Schubert's house. Or, so that was his milieu, and what I always think is really cool to do is to completely always to time travel, and to try to put ourselves like back, you know, in the time of these people in terms of what was their influence, because we don't, you know, nowadays we're so bombarded with music everywhere. Music is everywhere. We take it for granted, you know. But then this is completely not the case, right? There was no, you know, I don't have to tell you that. So but I think we've become insensitive to it. So this melody to me it's for me one of Giuliani's best moments. And then this part is so Beethoven. The harmonies, or the choice of intervals. You know, and I think he's probably very influenced. He's heard this guy's towering genius music, Giuliani not being a fool, thinking, if I could just do that. And then I hear moments of real pianistic writing. Like for me, for this whole is very, you know, like from the piano. He obviously went and heard accompaniment on the piano and said, oh, I got to do that on the guitar. So that's, and those are just my ideas of it. So let's start the piece really quietly.
Okay.
D, and reach, see if you can't reach for the D. So it's ba, dee, da, da, dum. I mean, don't take for granted that 4th. Da, dee, da, da, dee, ba, dum, be. The motion of this melody. It goes down, right, a whole step and then up a 4th. Right? So we don't want to hold this A, because that dissipates the energy. There's an energy that happens with an interval. We have to really be sensitive to that on the guitar. Let's go ahead, play. Good. Now do it without reading, and just listen to it. Close your eyes and just play just like you wrote here, but I don't want you to read it. Your D, I want you to come out more. Beautiful. Is that a rhythm? But I like that. Now do it again. D, just as you want to play it. Perfect. Now keep going. Now, do you, Teresa, is that right? Do you want to go da, dee, da, 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 Pete? You sort of receded, like, don't look at me. Do you want to do that with the phrase?
No.
Well, do it again and really listen to yourself and see if you can hear. Try not to pull away here. Dee da bum bum, dee dum ba da dum. If you want to think of it in 2 mini fragments. Could you do that?
Okay.
Dee bum. Do it again and get a little bit more excited here. Just a little louder. Now let's grow. Hold it. Now listen. Now what's so incredible is that D sharp. Play that chord now. Good, good. And I love, I have to tell you, play with a big sound. I was so happy. Play so I can hear it. I'm going deaf, so I can hear you. That's so great. You must continue to play out. Just first, it's really came out. So you got to keep doing that. So, and I love that if you can really listen to this chord, it's so incredible. Right? Listen. I used to have this teacher who would make me play chords like that, until I was, like drugged. But the idea being that just listening more and more and taking the chord, not taking it for granted. It's back to the same thing of the problem with today is, everything's available. I came here too easily. I got on a plane and bam, I'm here, and this is great. It's great, but you know what I mean? It's amazing. Think of this time. So that chord, bottom, listen to the D sharp coming to this. Go ahead, do that. Now roll. So you feel it more, the resolution. Right, Now what makes that so cool to you? Do you know, musically? I tell you
Leading tone?
Not just leading tone, but the contrary motion. That's what I love. You know what I mean? I think that's it's a releasing. Go ahead, do it again. Now, are you going to do
Well, I can do it.
It's a little too happy for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Can you? You're playing it great, but don't take so much time. Don't shorten these notes just for me, just today. Then you can do whatever you want. Good. Now, Teresa, play that much more like the Teresa tone. Loud. Good. Now, can I do something with you? I want to hold your forehead. Can you not go down like this? Don't let the notes go out by you keeping your body more stable here. So play me the same thing. 3 minutes. Okay. So play this. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And just play that phrase. As if. Go ahead. Like you're making it up. That was amazing. Now, I want you to do this again from here with your eyes closed. Right? And then hold this and make it even more free. Like you're really trying to tell me something. You're trying to say, it's great that you came all the way from New York, but God, you shouldn't have had so much garlic. I can't even breathe, okay? So, you know what I'm saying? It's a joke, but I did have a lot of garlic last night. Here we go. Do it from here. Now, really? Free. Great. Who cares? Now, the whole phrase, keeping in mind to rise here, and that this is the center of what you want to tell. This is the garlic part. Nice guy, but lose the whole garlic thing, okay? And then you lead it. But I want you to really start from sounds and then reach for the D. Then you're saying something else. Nice to have you here. I do wish you would not have so much garlic when you eat. No, eat, please. Okay? Like a yearning, please. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get out of your way. Really,
In the beginning?
Quiet your mind if you can. That's where you got to go. Now that kind of care that you took throughout the whole piece, right? And I wish we had more time to talk about this. Watch, don't play these so loud. And then this, remember the shape you did here? Ba-da-dee-da-da. You have to do it here. In other words, a decrescendo coming down. So that then we won't be aware that every 16th notes, the way you have it now, it's like da 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 da. Every 16th note is structural. So there'll be more passing through. Just an accompaniment. Always try to orchestrate whatever you do, even though you may not think of yourself as a composer. Say, oh, I'm going to put that for strings. These two are going to be string. This is going to be an oboe. The more you can do that, that's the great Andre Segovia said that. And I love that quote, or somebody I'm sure said it too. But about the guitar being a mini orchestra. So with Bach, I mean, always trying to make it voices and. Anyway, we'll talk more. But great, that was great, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is one of my all-time favorite pieces and all-time favorite places. I taught in Cordoba for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 summers, not 8 years, full years. Now, we have so little time. Play me the beginning melody. It's not the beginning. Good. Now do it once again. Tell me your name.
Mark.
Mark. So you're not on this list.
I am.
Oh, Mark. Okay, but you're not playing the
Bach.
saraband.
Not happening. It's Cordoba.
I used to have. So I was telling last night, I have a student who used to come in and play a Bach saraband, and he would look at me and he'd go, "Bond, saraband." It's a little joke. Okay, here we go. So I need you to say more crescendo. Each note, Mark, more and more, and then don't worry about playing the height. We can only get so much from the guitar high up there. So make it really round and beautiful. Even if it's a little less, it will be even more stunning. Then play this phrase as an answer to this. How are you, Mark? I am quite fine. I think you should go and have some wine. All right. It's a little. I'm not charging any extra for the lyrics here. Okay, I'm just giving this to you. All right, go, man. Good. Now I want you to look up. Can you look up like that? Like you know the gods gave you that E. Look up when you get to the E. No, start here. No, you don't have to start down. Don't want to mess up the do here. But when you get to the high E, I want you to rise and bring your shoulders back. So you really let the sound come out by using your body, letting your body open up. Go ahead. Yes, dude. Yes. That is it. Do that again. Come on. Let me see it from here. Up. Good. Now don't open your mouth like your fly's gonna catch you. Now really feel it now. Forget about all these people and really do it now. And then answer the second. Now, but play it a little louder, But that's so good. You're killing me. Now answer. Good. Good. This is killer. Now the second phrase. Now. So you want a little Vegas on me now. A little Vegas number on the last note. I don't want Vegas at the last note. All right, a little much more tender. Do it again. Less. Better. Now do a little gliss. Little gliss. That's a dee-dum. Play the last 2 notes louder. So that's it. Yes. Now do it again. That's it. That's good. 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 Go do it again. Cool. Cool. Keep doing it. Now do the beginning. I want to hear more rhythm. Don't rush. Now, Mark, I kind of dig, Mark, the look you have when you see it on the video. It's a little bit like, I heard that Prince's band, like when Prince would ask his band members, you gotta look like something smells real bad, and you're doing that now. You're like, but let's let your muscles just go a little bit more relaxed, and hear bum da ba dee dee dum bum, and let me hear that bass line, and then hear da 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 chop chop chee chop da da ding chop chop dee dum. But I want to hear. Do you know that in Cordoba in the 1100s it was like the New York City or the LA or the Santa Barbara of the world? Maimonides, all these great thinkers were there. It's incredible. It was such an incredible metropolis, amazing place. Cordoba was like it's like a great center of the world of great thinkers. So I want you to play that bass line like a tribute to some of those philosophers, to Maimonides. Ba-da-da-da-ding, ba-da-da-da-ding. Good, now it's better. It's a little bit more, got more weight. It's a very deep place. Now I'm going to ask you to do this with your cheek, and now play the second phrase as an echo. So and then a little retard before the melody. So in other words, to use another analogy, it's like when you see a flamenco dance troupe, you see the musicians come out, the guitar plays a little bit, and they set a mood, and then the dancer. So the melody is going to be like, you're going to say, if you think this is good, if you think this introduction, you ain't heard nothing yet. Wait till we get to that melody, because it kills. Here we go, ready? Boom. Ba-da-da-da-dee. Quiet. Retard. Not enough retard. Okay? Yeah. And then don't be so angry here. Be more a little sad. Go do it again. More retard. Ba-da-da-da-dee. Retard. Crescendo. Ah, keep going. The answer. Same thing. No, wait, okay. Now this is so much better. Do it again. This is really not even telling me something. It's a story. I got to hear about this town. I want, when Albinus writes about these towns and cities, which I totally ripped them off, by the way. I wrote this set of pieces called Some Towns and Cities, completely based on this idea. Total ripoff. But he really means it, So let's hear ba-da-da-da-ding, bum bum beam, bum bum, and give me more B flat. That's so deep, that B flat. That one. Ready? Da-da-da-da-ding. That's what you hear. Dee-dum, dee-dum. Do it again. Follow the melody. Keep going with the melody. Keep going. Don't slow down. Even more. Now. Even more now. You mean it more. More here. Now get angry. Now make that face. It's like something smells bad. Deep jump. Everything really get angry. And boom. Don't do that retard. That's a good face though. This is the heavens open, right? You can't get more. Go for a D, longer phrase. Take your time, easy. Crescendo. Look up. Keep playing. Look up. Quiet. More dee-dum, loud and dee-dum. Keep the rhythm. The echo. Don't lose the energy. This sounds like all of a sudden like, rah, right? So you got to prepare it a little bit. So I think retard and with a crescendo into retard, and start it a little quieter instead of coming like Led Zeppelin there, you know, Metallica, whoever you want to do. Slow down and sorry, right? Now you can crescendo now gotta watch your rhythm here. It's a very tricky passage to figure out. I don't know what to do. And remember, Spain's a pretty rhythmic place. You're taking a lot of wild liberties all over the place. They'd be throwing stuff at you. Now, 15th century Spain. Young, bum, bum, like a Renaissance dance. Ding, yum, bum. Just think of a dance, really, you know, like early Vihuela music. That's what I think, Mark. That's what I think the whole beginning is. That was beautiful, by the way. I should have shut up and just let you play it. It's great. That harmony, I never can get those. Like they're like me. It's like. But this beginning must be like ding, bum, yum, bum, ding, bum, yum, bum. Like you could even have, you know, some sort of, you know, like I said, 15th century, more like 16th century, or, you know, dance of Renaissance period. That's what I think the beginning is. Does that give you an idea? I'm yelling and screaming through it. And if you can smell jasmine at night, that you have around here. It's very Spanish around here. If you go in the hills, I thought I was in Spain. It's very, very much like Cordoba in this area. You must go and get jasmine, or I think you have it growing around here, night jasmine, and that fills the air in old Cordoba. And just totally get deeper into it. Now, the final thing that we have to stop, that I'll tell you, you know, the unfortunate thing is, whenever we play piano music, you have to deal with this business of arrangements. Right? Now, you already have put all this time into this. But I would urge you to look at another arrangement that John Williams did that is different. It's just a different way, and you might find another one that's another way. But eventually, when we play any music of this caliber, piano music, I think no matter who arranged it, except, of course, myself, no, even my arrangements, I always tell my students, listen, this is great, it's my arrangement, but you may be able to do something, you probably will do something better or different. And so even though you work from this, you should see what the piano does, because there's a lot of things he does. My version, I play the Williams version, which is very different than this. Yeah, you know? I've
heard that version, in fact, that inspired me to learn this piece.
Yeah, but you couldn't find it?
No.
Because it is available.
We decided to do this one for various reasons.
Anyway, it's just another opinion, you know. But just it's good that at least you've looked at it, because, and then having said that, then you just always try to have the piano music next to you, so at least you know what the arranger did. It doesn't mean you have to always do your own, but I think it's healthy to always have it by your side. And then finally, in general, legato, more melody. Don't be afraid to use more thumb. In general, you guys are avoiding like your Bach. And I think, who was it? Also David. Is it David who played the Bach? You know, use more thumb within, so if you have, you know, in some of the chordal things, it will help you out. You're putting so much responsibility on I, M, and A. You know, I was thinking in the middle, dee, dum, bum, beam. I can't remember what I do. Maybe, having said that, maybe I don't do it at all. And who cares what I do with that? Maybe I do the. Do you do that? I can't remember it, but yeah, okay. So maybe I'm all wrong, but I do a little. but I like to do the rest stroke. But you can, even when you do this, see, a lot of times when you want to make a point, when you're talking to someone, often if you say, you know, I'm very upset with you. See, that means, oh, wow, right? But if I said, I'm really, you know, that's not in a way as deep as when I say, you know, when you drop down to a low voice and you say somewhere, or you look so good with that earring, right? You go, whoa, he really means it. You know what I mean? Or so in other words, we can. So when you want to make something people listen, you draw them in with by playing quietly. So now play it for me and stop in the E. But don't do this. Don't do this. If you want. Right. So try to caress the note with the.
What kind of face would you recommend?
There, just let it be more calm. Let the melody speak there, but maybe a little pain. Don't get me started on faces. I do a whole, yeah, it's bad. Maybe a B.B. King face when he's, but that note is so deep, that E. So maybe just, oh yes. Now don't break the time. That's good, but go lower. So you do a crescendo and then subito. That's very good. So you play freer when you make these faces. Keep going. That's it, but do the without the buzz. Oh! You don't stop! That was amazing! That was amazing. So that is killer. See, so freedom. You know, in the end, I'll just finish up by saying more single line playing, just seeing what the guitar does. You know, what is this piece? It's just one single line in every chicoria. Do you know that I played that with chicoria right to my left once? I went back, I said, shit, man. I always thought that you wrote that. Anyway, the point is that's one of the most famous guitars, the Aaron West Concerto, second movement. It's deep, you know, one of the most beloved pieces. And what is it? It's just a single line. It's all we've got, right? Who's in here? Look. Right? It's just a single line. No chords. No melody, no, you know, accompaniment, little strings. All right, so do more of that because that's what you have in the ears. It's really making legato and making it sing. Well, we have to stop, unfortunately, but it was most excellent indeed. Thank you for being so great, for playing so well. Okay, cool. That's the first time I've ever heard it in E flat.
Really?
On a guitar. Great. Well, you played it so facilely, so easy. So have you been playing this a long time?
I don't know. A month and a half or so.
Wow. Congratulations. Fantastic. I was just wondering what that was in my pocket. Oh, yeah, it's the microphone thing. As I slam it. Great. Okay, so I tell you what I think. Let me go to a couple of spots that you adore and just tell you what I think one should do. And then you can forget it. This. No, right here. Do this. Here's what I think you should do. Roll, extend, and take time. See if you can hold on to your first finger, right? So it's up here. Even easier, right? That's it. And then hold it. It's such a glorious moment, you know. Dum, da, 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 da. So it's savory, it's savory. Can you do it? Coming up to that again here, dude. So see if I can do this. I'm not very good at this kind of. I'll try to suspend. No. I'll try to suspend reality here. I mean, I'm the worst at this kind of stuff, but. Okay, but hold it there. Here we go. That's it. And now see if you can. But then see if you can follow it up. Do it again. Do it again. That's it. Now see if you can make a little decrescendo. See, we have a tendency. That's it. Right. We have a tendency that on a shift to accent. So if you can just remember that for the rest of your days, that you will not always accent on every shift, but look at the line and watch where, because it's a big pitfall. It's an instantly non-musical playing. Okay, cool. So that will help you. In general, I think you could roll and use the arpeggio more. Arpeggios are a total gift for guitarists. It's like, it sounds great, it's in the style. I say use them. Go nutty, go wild, use them everywhere.
Really?
I mean, that's. I'll show you the most common example. Also has to do with something I feel strongly about in general is this. So you can do it from here. See, all of these, this is all very much like what we had in the Scarlatti of dum dee dum bum ba dum. Dum, so you lean into it. It's almost like a sighing. Dum ba dum. So can you now do just bum bra dee da dum bra dum. So it's like right. And roll. Can you now do that again, but roll these chords. Right? Roll them. Good. Roll. Exactly what your teacher said not to do, right? Just draw them, and then you can. I think it adds to that phrase. Now, don't arpeggiate it, but do the accent.
Yeah.
Do that for me.
Okay.
Same thing. Oh, that's better. Bottom, bottom, da-dum. Keep going. Dee-da-da, dee-da-da-dum, ya-dum. More, and now less, now more, less, and more, crescendo and retard and everything you can do. Now try doing this. Try doing it from here and don't play your inner voice so loud.
Okay. Well, in the A section, I play it quieter and bring that out. But then the second time, when you've already heard the subject, I try to bring that one out and then emphasize.
Can you play this then just a little louder?
Sure.
Hold this. That's it. So don't. See, again, once again, it's really beautiful. I think to hear. Hold it a little. That's right. Perfect. Less. Strong. Weak. Strong and retard. Now you know what I hear is if you can, I know it's so hard. Can you play this quieter? Because I really think the voice is, and then this inner voice.
Okay.
So try doing, and then quiet.
Hold it.
If you can, that'd be amazing. And then roll this, brum, brum, brum.
Playing the D there.
That's all right, but still roll so you get this feeling. Bum, 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 bum. That's it. Brum, brum. Tell me your name again.
Dion.
Dion. I thought it was Dion because I was thinking Dion, well, it's Dion Warwick. And then I said, man, if you get it wrong, then it's going to be a disaster. So I just asked him Dion. Okay. But it's spelled like Indian or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, great. Anyway, so do you see what I'm after here? Ba-da-da, and then dee-da. I always think it's very distracting at that point for the listener, because to me, again, that's an inner voice. So I think it's a drag to hear it. Dee-da-dum. Right, that's beautiful. And then dee-dee-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Right, good. Let's do it from the beginning again. Here's a little idea. Oh no, God. A little idea I have is that this piece is a vocal piece. It goes instrumental in the middle, and then it comes back to being vocal. So I think that in general, you watch your inner voices. I would play them a little less loud than you are, and I think they'll be heard more. My point being, you'll notice them more, and they won't get in the way. And the other thing is, remember what I was saying, like this is strong, this is weak, bum, bada, that there's a lot more. For instance, play it from here. Ba-da-da-dee, dee, and less. See, that's as strong as the first two beats, and the second two beats, that's not to say that you're going to go down to a piano, but just a weensy bit. Do it again and play this a little louder. Then you grow. Right. Dee-dum, dee. Dee-dum, dee-dee. Body and loud. Dee-da-da-dee. Ba-ba-ba-boom. That's it. And then it grows. Now, and then when you have any beginning of sequence, like play the first part, do it from here. Hold this for dee-da, dee-da-da-dee. Hold the first one. No, I'm gonna go ba-ba-ba-ba, just a little bit staggering. Then don't do that.
Don't do it?
Then don't do it the second time. See, that's the idea with sequences. Hold the first one, don't hold the second one. Don't. I want to do that a little with the prelude.
Okay.
All right. So I'm giving you little things to do in Baroque music to make the music a little bit more interesting. Because if I had to criticize it, your playing of it is very flat.
Yeah, I actually try to do it that way, but usually it comes out a little more musical than it did today.
All right. Then you have to decide on these things we're talking about and find a way where you can suit yourself. Because maybe you don't want to do huge, giant. Because I know there are a lot of people that like Bach. Not necessarily flat, but without a lot of color. I tend to hear Bach as an organist with dealing with stops, which is like the first synthesizer as far as I can tell. So I like to hear tons of color and everything. But I appreciate what you're saying, but I think nonetheless you have to make your music, you have to make me want to listen more, because I don't know what you want me to listen to.
I agree.
Cool? And you're playing it so well. I mean, on the level in terms of you have no problems. I mean, some of these little tiny places. For instance, I think it'd be great if you can to bring out that subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Do it from.
Where's
Do a little bit for. That's it, right. But the one I really like is the cadence. Do you know where that is? Yes. Yeah, that's wild. That's incredible. Dee-da-dee-da, just so you know that. Do you know how many times the subject is mentioned in this?
I never counted, no. But
Does anybody know exactly how many times? I had my class do, I think it's something, I could be off about that. I can't remember, I was going to say something like 34, but I think that feels like too many now.
In all forms, though?
Yeah, in all forms. It's, you know, well, no, not in mutate, when it's done the entire thing. Right, not in fragments, but when it's in. But it's very good for you to do would be to pencil it in colored pencil. I think again it gets back to the idea of form we were talking about, of studying the form of these pieces as much as you can. Okay, well unfortunately I have to stop, but I think that we're both on the same wavelength in terms of the idea of bringing out the music. Me saying I could use more color. The one thing I do like is the dis bum bottom. But that is the key, that's the center kind of motive that holds this whole first section together. And I think it has to be dealt with in a much more definitive way. Okay. Bum bottom, dee da-dum, dum yadum. And it's such a common Baroque practice. Because again, we saw it in the Scarlatti of the repeated notes going into the downbeat, the offbeat going into the downbeat of the same note.
What about something, I know we have to go, but what about articulation, like da da dum da?
Yeah, I would go short, long, short.
And then the second one have a legato.
I would, you only know when you try it. Okay. For me to say things like that are all fine and dandy, but then I'll go home and I'll say, God, I told this guy, Dion, to do that, and it sounds terrible. You know what I mean? And it's very personal. So the best way I would recommend on those things is to do them to the T and tape them and stand back and listen to it. Again, you don't have to tape the whole piece. Tape 4 or 5 bars, 6 bars, or maybe more a section, and then listen to the effect it has on you. Those are the best. I don't really think there are answers to that stuff. It's like bass notes. Some people really want your bass notes to be stopped, where he has wherever the rests are, And other people, like for myself, for instance, any over-ringing basses. I like to hear the over-ringing basses.
Yeah. How about the prelude?
That's the piece I was thinking of. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but for me, I'm just a ringing kind of guy, right?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very beautiful. Very good. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, talking to you, Alicia. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, she's 20. Yeah. I don't know. There you go. Good. Now I want you to look up. Can you look up like that? Like the gods gave you that E. Look up when you get to the E. Now start here. No, you don't have to start down. Don't want to mess up the do here. But when you get to the high E, I want you to rise and bring your shoulders back. So you really let the sound come out by using your body, letting your body open up. Go ahead. Yes, dude. Yes. That is it. Do that again. Come on. Let me see it from here. Up. Good. Now don't open your mouth like your fly's gonna catch you. Now really feel it now. Forget about all these people and really do it now. And then answer the second. Now, but play it a little louder. But that's so good. You're killing me. Now answer. Good. Good. This is killer. Now the second phrase. Now. So you want a little Vegas on me now. A little Vegas number on the last note. I don't want Vegas at the last note. All right, a little much more tender. Do it again. Less. Better. Now do a little gliss. Little gliss. That's a dee-dum. Play the last two notes louder. So that's it. Yes. Now do it again. That's it. That's good.